Hi everyone, this is David, and in this short video what I'd like to do is to review the assignment instructions for your first assignment due in this class, the Personal Professional Goals Business Memo. Then after reviewing those instructions, I've worked up kind of a mock-up template of that memo that I'd like to take a look at, and it's something that you can follow and model your own memo after. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you see is that this is a 500 to 750 word memo. Since this is a business memo and you'll be using single spacing, that means the memo should be only one page, page and a half at most, if you're using a standard font and point size such as Times New Roman 12-point type. The second thing you'll see is that this memo should be in business memo format. Now we'll go over this in just a moment. You can use any memo style as long as that style has the to, from, subject, and date at the top. Now the third thing to point out, this memo should be addressed to a supervisor. Now this doesn't have to be a real supervisor's name. However, keep in mind that your audience, no matter the name, is a supervisor, someone to whom you report. So you want to write accordingly. Next, your goal is, after an introduction paragraph, to state your career objectives for the short term, mid-term, and long term. Now, usually short-term goals are defined as a year or less, something that you can accomplish in a year or less. Medium-term goals take longer than a year, but less than 5 to 10 years. Long-term goals are those that are 10 or more years into the future. In other words, these are visions of how you see yourself and your professional accomplishments in the somewhat distant future. As always, the more specific you can make these goals, the more likely you are to achieve them and to write well, we might add. Now, each of those three sections, short-term, mid-term, and long-term, should be at least one paragraph. And as the instructions state, you are to use those words short-term, mid-term, and long-term as subheadings in your memo. Finally, you're reminded that these are your personal professional goals, not company goals or team goals or production goals or so forth. Okay, let's take a look at a sort of mock-up of what to turn in. First, let's take a look at the header section. It consists of the word memorandum in large type and boldface at the top. Then comes the to, from, subject, and date lines. And notice that they are double-spaced and in all caps. The information after each of those is in regular capitalization, and it's also common but not required that this information also be aligned vertically for ease of reading. Next is a horizontal line. This is also common and makes for a clear distinction between the header and the body of the memo. Note that there is an introduction paragraph of sorts, but now this is not like an essay's introduction. In a memo's introduction, your goal is to provide any necessary background so that the recipient knows why he or she is receiving the memo, and then state exactly what the memo's purpose is. Keep in mind, a memo's introduction is short and to the point. Also note that block paragraphing is used. That means no indentations. And this is common in business memo format. It makes for a neater look. But indented paragraphing is also seen sometimes and is also acceptable. Next, you see the three required headings or subheadings. They're left aligned and boldface so that they stand out as headings. Underneath each is a 100 to 150 word paragraph that provides details on the goals for that time period. And remember, the more specific you can be about your personal professional goals, the better for you, your audience, and your writing. Okay, so there is a review of your assignment instructions and also a review of a model template for your paper number 1. As usual, if you have any questions whatsoever about this assignment, please don't hesitate to contact your professor at the information provided in the classroom. Okay, good luck on your paper number 1, and I'll see you in the next video.